Hey, Alan Kilcaller, you're on the air.
Hey, guys, it's your friend from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Hey,
how are you?
What's going on down there in Baton Rouge?
Well, I just caught a great assembly of Class D rockers down the road. With Kip Winger, played solo acoustic tonight. There was a guy in the audience that had an awesome poster of Stewart from Beavis and Butthead. Remember who had the Winger shirt?
Yeah. They were throwing darts at his picture.
Right. So they actually passed it up on stage. It said Winger or Stewart loves Winger or something. And Kip Winger held it up, and it was so he was a good sport about it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, while Beavis and Butthead would wear AC/DC and Metallica T-shirts, Stewart would always wear the Winger T-shirt.
Right. It was not a positive. It wasn't flattering. Stewart was the wuss of the neighborhood and all that, and it was always wearing a Winger shirt. So. But no, Kip Winger's a real talented dude. Enjoyed his set, and then Firehouse came out, and I guess I'd always thought of Firehouse from the songs I heard on the radio, but they were really a pretty heavy hard rocking band, and I think the guitarist's last name you guys would probably know, Liberty. He was really, really good.
Bill Leverty.
I don't know if you.
It's Bill Leverty.
Liberty, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was fantastic. And then Warrant played last. So you had they were the quote unquote headliner, and they were okay. They were pretty good. But so that's what we got served up to down here tonight. But I just wanted to ask you guys, because you know a lot of people that try to put on events, and we have a charity foundation down here, and we try to put on shows every now and then and try to get national acts and everything. And I realize there's no money to be made basically in selling albums anymore, no, unless you're a big timer. But just the amount of money that these acts, bands that had 5 or 6 hits 20, 30 years ago are still asking to perform a gig, and then still giving you this a big rider to take care of, and all these costs and expenses. I mean, I realize it's okay if you can get it, you can ask it, but where's the middle ground now? And people trying to put on shows and do things for the public that they can come out and enjoy, and losing your ass every time you try to do something because the bands just want just so much more money than what they should be getting.
Well, I guess it depends on how well something is promoted, and the problem is, and Chris, I think probably will chime in on this, but I'm gonna go back to something that happened a couple summers ago. There was a guy. He was just a hard rock fan in Lima, Ohio. Now, Lima, Ohio is not a big metropolis of any kind. It is a city in Ohio, but he took the big undertaking of staking over, close to $2 million and putting on a 3-day show, bringing in all of his favorite 80s metal bands. And a lot of them included like Dee Snider and Dokken and Warrant and Winger and just all kinds of things like that. But the guy did not promote the show. He didn't buy airtime like on any of the regional radio shows and stuff. He relied on Facebook to promote the show. And when you're putting on a show, first of all, you got to definitely have a budget. A lot of these bands ask, depending on who they are, whether it's like LA Guns, Rat, Dokken, you mentioned Firehouse, Winger, Warrant, their budgets for those guys, you're probably looking anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000 per band.
Right.
If you don't have that kind of money and you don't have that kind of budget and you're not going to promote the show, it's going to be a lost cause, and especially if you don't get ahead of the curve. If you don't promote the show several months in advance And if you just announce it 6 weeks before it's happening, you're going to lose your ass. Chris, any thoughts?
I agree. That's not the only thought I have. Yeah, you gotta promote it. I mean, the first thing you need to do on a show that big, the first thing he should have done was gone to the rock station and said, hey, how can we partner up on this shit? You know, that's what he should have done. He should have given the rock station $10,000 and said, okay, you know, I want X number of spots every break coming out of a song. Hey, that's Jack Russell's Great White. And speaking of Jack Russell, he'll be here at Loud and Lima on blah.
Yeah, so Lima is within driving distance of Cleveland, Toledo, Detroit, Cincinnati, Columbus, Fort Wayne. He didn't advertise on any of those stations, none of them. And those are all within an hour to 2 hours drive of Lima.
That's right.
So what happened with this $2 million 3-day thing? No one went?
Well, it was very poorly attended, and he wanted to do it the following year, and it didn't happen. And now we're 2 years since then, and we're going to try to do it again. And it's just like, yeah, okay, you lost your fucking ass. You spent like $1.2 million, and I think you made back $300,000.
It's a good return.
Well, I mean, a lot of these bands that you guys, aren't in your real house to talk about, but like, these bands like Collective Soul and Third Eye Blind and all, they won't get out of bed for 50, 60,000. I mean, it's just
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. Not those bands.
Collective Soul might be there.
50,000?
They're probably right there, yeah.
Really? Do you think the Roxino paid them $50,000 to play?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely do. And I saw the number of people that were going into the place. They definitely put asses in the seats. And dude, of that era of the rock bands, they're like one of the top 5 of that era.
Okay, I'm just asking the question. I'm surprised to hear that, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, it's them and Nickelback. Who else? 3 Days Grace? I mean, honestly, who else of that era were big for the entire 10-year span of the 90s? Collective Soul is a big band, man. I would think 50, dude.
Yeah.
Why would you think that they wouldn't spend 50,000? How much do you think they paid Sammy Hagar?
Well, Sammy's big because he was in Van Halen and he was in Rock Candy,
Montrose.
and he was Montrose, and all that stuff.
I'm not saying that Collective Soul should get the same check as him, but I'm saying, don't you think Sammy Hagar commanded $80,000-$90,000 to play there?
Well, Sammy Hagar had a lot of radio hits, and
Collective Soul does too, of their style.
Well, all of his eras, though, as a solo artist, as a Van Halen artist, as a Montrose artist, he's got a big history.
Mm-hmm. And I get that, but I don't think the promoter gives a shit. The promoter's only going to give a shit about if there's 10 hits and fucking all these douchebags that are 35 years old will come out and with their half-shaved beards and their fucking ugly women and see the show. That's all they care about. I would think Collective Soul, I don't know it to be true. I have no idea what they got paid, but I would bet $40,000-$50,000. I would definitely think that for that show anyway, them and Gin Blossoms.
Really? Well, I would have maybe pegged them around 25 to 30.
They're more than that.
We've booked Gin Blossoms before and bands like Everclear, and they are far less money than Collective Soul for whatever reason. I think,
how much did Gin Blossoms cost?
15 to 20 if you got them on tour, and if it wasn't.
And Gin Blossoms had, 3 hits?
5 or 6.
I mean, I only know Jealousy. Hey, Jealousy.
Follow You Down, Found Out About You, Allison Road. I mean, they were all kind of soft, kind of.
Well, how old are you, dude?
I'm 42.
Okay, so you're right in that age. You're one of these douchebags I was just talking about.
Exactly.
The Collective Soul, they had at least 10 hits, right?
Well, I think they had a lot more mainstream rock, like number one hits. I mean, they had a nice stretch there where everything they were putting out was going number one or top 5 on these rock charts. But yeah, I think you're right about that. So,
would you agree with me that other than Nickelback, they're probably the most successful rock band of that era?
Of the 90s, where would you put like Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains? And
I would put Alice in Chains and metal. I would put Pearl Jam there. Pearl Jam's probably the most successful band of that era. And maybe Creed. Creed would be very successful.
Yeah, Creed was huge.
I would say that Collective Soul is right there, though, with that level of band. Not as big as Pearl Jam or Creed, but certainly as far as having hits, every time they put out a record, they had like 3 or 4 number ones. They were a big band, man.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, and I saw Sammy Hagar about a month ago in Sugar Land, Texas, and it's a pretty big venue he played. Now, Houston's a huge city and everything, but it was about a 6,500 seat place, and I think the fact that he's got Michael Anthony out with him, he can demand more money, and there's people that are fans of Led Zeppelin that, want to go see John Bonham's son. But it was a really good show. He's amazing at 71 years old, the way he performs and still gets out there and does it. So it was a good show.
I saw it 2 weeks ago. It was great.
No doubt.
Did you buy the tickets for the show you saw tonight?
No, I work in the local media here, so I got like a little pass.
Do you know what the ticket price was for the show that you saw tonight?
I do not know. It was. I think there was probably 3,000 people there. It was. It's a big kind of indoor facility thing. It's not your typical concert venue place. It's more like a rodeo feel to it. They have that kind of stuff out there. But I mean, there were different. There was a VIP ticket. There was people in bleachers, and it was just on tables. I mean, I would think it cost at least $50 to get in. Maybe some of the cheaper tickets might have been 20 or 30. But
okay.
The light show was very impressive, though. They had a really nice light show, and so I mean, I don't know what Kip Winger acoustic gets, and these other bands. I think they're all kind of represented by the same people, right? That ARM Entertainment or whatever it's called.
Yeah, ARM Entertainment. Yeah, out of Minnesota.
Yeah. Right. So
and you do sport. You do sportscasting, right?
Yeah, I'm a sportscaster here on the CBS station. So,
but you're a fan of us, right?
Absolutely. I mean, like the other day, I'm on YouTube, and it's lunchtime, and I'm like, why am I listening to Neeley tell me a story about how the guy in Dockin almost missed his gig because he didn't answer Don's text message in the morning or whatever, and they spent the whole day trying to get him over, and then he made it to the gig on time or whatever. I spent my lunch hour driving around listening to that 10, 15-minute story, and it was hilarious. It was worth it, So,
Mark Bowles.
Now, when you went out and shot your pistol, I got kind of bored with that. I didn't watch that for very long.
Yeah, that was like a whole 3 minutes long.
Boring.
So, no, but I enjoy it, and I think I didn't realize that you guys are on the air for 6 freaking hours. You're on from 9 to 3 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess most people are on the air for like an hour a day, so you guys just do it all in one shot. Right?
Yeah. Well, so, we don't get paid, so we just do it our way.
Yeah.
We're like the Frank Sinatra of radio. We just do it our way.
Well, and then another thing is, the first time I called you, I got straight through. I'm like, well, there's no call screener. But then when I listened to the language, I'm like, well, what the hell? There's no need for a call screener, right? I mean, that's the big...
Well, what do you think? We're a professional organization here? A call screener? What the fuck is that?
Right. Let's go to go to line 5, whatever. So no, but I enjoy the show and listen and check it out when I can. So keep up the good work.
All right, man. All right. Well, appreciate the call. Thanks for the update
Eddie
on
Trump
the show.
Says hello.
I'm sure he does.
All right,
well,
Eddie
was
Trump
he at the
says-
show tonight?
What's that?
Was he at the show tonight?
Eddie Trump was not at the show tonight, but I'm sure he played a major role in getting all those bands here tonight. And they all called him before the show, and they said, Eddie, what songs should we play tonight? And I said, right, play that song, play this song. By the way, I signed Ace Frehley too, right? That goes into the footnote somewhere.
Wow.
So I know how good. I'm up with it. So.
All right, man.
Take care.
Hail and kill. Jeez.
There you go.
We have made a mockery of Eddie. I mean, the guy now, every one of our fans now is Eddie Trunk.
Yep.
Well, Eddie said,
well, you know what, dude? Ed does it to himself.
he does. I agree.
It's not that we did it. All we did was pointed it out. We didn't do anything. We just played his clips. We didn't edit any of his clips. We just play what he's saying. Ed ruined Ed, not us. It's just the way it works. Is sometimes we do shit and it it showcases stuff. And Eddie, as long as he keeps saying I did this and I met this guy and this guy's my friend, he's gonna get that kind of a beatdown.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear about how great you are about any of us. If we start doing that all the time, people will do that, dude. The amount of love to hate to Dokken is about 50-50.
Yeah.
Just because people hear Don's name too much on this show, and they're just like, fuck that guy. Why are they always talking about Dokken? Who's Dokken? It's like, shut up. That's it. You're banned.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you sent something over here earlier this week, audio of Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer.
Oh, dude. It is another guy. It is just over. It's over. Any guy that's saying high notes needs to stop.
Yeah.
And the worst part is somebody posted this as good. Somebody posted this and said, wow, John has still got it. And I was like, I got to hear this, because the last couple of things that I've heard of John Bon Jovi has been less than good.
Yeah, it's been pretty wretched.
Yeah, so I listened to it, and I was like, this is not still got it. This is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I sent this over. I thought you might find it funny.
All right. Well, apparently Bon Jovi was performing in Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah.
About a week ago.
Yeah, a week or two ago, yeah.
And so here's John Bon Jovi singing Living on a Prayer.
That's right.
Now, mind you, this was 1986 when this came out. So here we are. We're, 33 years removed from this?
Yeah.
So he's still singing Living on a Prayer, barely.
He's living on that living prayer.
Right.
But, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is good and I'm wrong. We'll see.
Well, let's find out.
All right.
Wow, Tico Taurus is looking like an old dude.
What about John?
Well, John, he's my age. I mean, what's John, like 56, I think?
I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's kept himself in good shape.
He's in good shape, but he looks like an old man.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't look like the big poofy-haired rocker guy we saw on MTV videos.
Yeah. And he sounds like an old man, that's for damn sure.
But boy, Tico, man, I think Tico's a couple years older than everybody else.
It shows.
And boy, he looks like an old Guido from the Bronx or something.
Right.
Well, what I notice here just in this video clip,
other than the god-awful singing?
Well, outside of that.
Okay.
He's just singing the main lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the band is backing it up.
Dude, the chat room is dead on. He's Vince Neil in this.
Well, he is. That's kind of where I was going with this. But the thing is they're showing all the video shots of all the guys in the band.
Yeah.
I don't recognize anybody in that band. I mean, the guy who's replacing Richie, I don't know who that guy is.
It's Phil X.
Yeah, okay. And then I see some guy who's a percussionist back there, some black guy banging on tambourines.
I don't know who that is.
No idea who that is. I recognize Tico Taurus and David Bryant, and that's it.
Hugh McDonald on bass.
I don't recognize him either.
You don't know Hugh McDonald?
No. Sorry.
John just sounds like shit.
Yeah, but John is just basically doing spoken word.
He's just going through the
Yeah. He's doing he's doing the spoken word tour. He's what's his face? The guy from Black Flag.
Henry Rollins?
Yeah, he's doing the Henry Rollins. He's doing spoken word.
Tommy used to work on the docks.
Exactly.
Union's been on strike, and he's down on his luck. It's tough. So tough. Gina works the diner all day. She's working for the man to bring home her pay. For love. For love. You've got to hold on.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't sing at all during that last whole verse.
And even the high note was what? Phil X,
Yeah,
right?
that was everybody else in the band. Because he was away from the mic the whole time, just kind of waving his arms around and shit.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I just like how he sounds like he's getting punched in the stomach with every line he does sing.
Yeah.
It's
It's a struggle. I mean, it's very clear it's a struggle for him.
Yeah, just it's down on his luck. Tough. Oh. It's awful. I'm no singer, and I know I could be way better, way closer to being in key than he is.
Well,
there.
I think his voice is roasted.
All right, Phil, that is not Richie Sambora, Rob. Jesus Christ. Only Phil could find a way to racist this story.
Of course. Well, Phil needs to stick around because I do have some racist shit coming up.
There's some end drive coming up.
I do. I got some end drive coming up.
All right. John Bon Jovi, though. Oof.
Yeah, that's tough.
Would you go see him?
No.
Free?
No. Not even going to make the effort. Our good friend Sal, he hit me up with an email today. He's like, Tate playing at Reggie's Sunday night, Father's Day. You want to go? I'll grab us a ticket. I'm just like, dude, there's not enough incentive for me to drive into the city for that.
For who? Jeff Tate?
Yeah.
What's he playing? If he's playing Sweet Oblivion, you should go.
Yeah, I'm not going.
If he's playing fucking Operation Mindcrime, no. But if he's playing Sweet Oblivion, you should go.
Yeah, I'm not going for one song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Right.
I mean, he's playing at the same place that Metal Church and Doro played a couple months ago.
Okay.
But Sunday night, Jeff Tate, nah, not going.
Yeah.
Not driving an hour and a half to go see Jeff Tate and turn around and drive an hour and a half home and then go to work on Monday.
And pay $35 to park.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Fuck you, pal.
I appreciate the offer, though.
You know, if Sal was any kind of friend, he'd send you a limo.
Yeah, Sal's a rich guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a wealthy friend.
Yeah, sure he is.
He should send a limo. Would you go if he sent you a limo?
If he sent a limo from my place and back, yeah, I'd do that, sure.
Sal, get on it. You got about 12 hours to make it, so get going.
Right. Arrange that car.
But he's got to pay for dinner too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold him to dinner. I'll if he sent a limo, I'd go.
All right, but you're not going to pay for drinks or anything.
No,
That's
of course not. Nah. Jack and Cokes all night for free.
Yeah, from Sal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't care who pays for it, just as long as I get it for free.
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm a welfare recipient.
Right. Well, it is Chicago.
It is.